Look, when we started this thing, you knew we weren't going to be exclusive. I mean, it's not me, it's clearly you. I'm trying, I'm doing my part. I did everything I possibly can, but you're so needy. I fixed your front half, I fixed your back half, I fixed your top half, I fixed your bottom half. What else do you want me to do? Get out of my shop! Okay, so we're almost done. Except now we gotta do the wiring for the trailer and the truck itself. So we've got yellow is gonna be left. There's an L in yellow, so left is an easy way to remember that. That goes to your left tail light. Green has an R in it, and it goes towards the right. So we're gonna go this way. That's gonna be right tail for sort of turn and brake. Brown is your tail. Brown is down around your ass area, and that's also where other brown stuff is. So brown is your tail, and we tee that off here. And then white is ground. We're in Canada, snow, white, snow on the ground, white, ground. That's how I remember. Blue is brake, so they both have a B in it. So that goes to the trailer hitch. So the problem is the truck also has cab lights. So we've got a brown going off to the cab lights. No big deal. We also have brown going to your headlight, and from there over to your other headlight. Now this truck also has lights on the fenders, so generally rather than cutting the loom in the middle, we try to tee off in the back here somewhere and feed fender lights. Now it also has fender lights on the other side, so we make another tee and feed fender lights here. Now we also have a trailer plug here. The yellow will have to tee and go here, and the green will have to tee and bring that over to there. We're going to need another brown for a taillight somewhere, so we'll probably tee that off into here too. Now there's also lights on the tailgate, so we probably need another tee right from here, and that's going to feed the taillights here. Now he also wants to put a fifth wheel in, so we want to have a plug right here. So again, we could cut the loom open here, but that gets messy. Fuel tank is in the way here. We can try here, but there's a bunch of other wires in the way. Which one is it? And start stabbing a bunch of lights. What most people do is they tee at the back where they know it is. So we need a brake line. So we'll bring our brake over. We'll bring our left over, which is yellow, and we'll bring right over, which we can maybe tee off from the trailer plug there. Tail light, so tee off there again. And holy crap, what a disaster. Now we got a trailer in the mix. Probably another dozen lights. And that's way too much for this one little switch in the cab here to control. All of a sudden we've got 30 lights on there, and the problem is, say you got a cut right here. Now you lose your trailer lights, your tailgate lights, your fender lights, everything from the brake back, because everything's teed in. On top of that, the switch at the front, Dodge's light switches were always horrible. Probably not going to be able to handle it. So to fix that, you grab one of these junction boxes. It's got a bunch of terminals in it. It's already labeled for your left, right, and your colors and that, so you can't really get it wrong. And then use these nice little heat shrink ring terminals. Now you can take the box, put it on the frame, and then run your main harness in for your left, right, brake, tail, and ground. And then you've got two more for whatever. And then run your lines to here. From here you can make individual runs going to your fender flares, your tailgate, your trailer plugs. Use a nice 14-7 wire in nice loom. Protected. That way, first thing to do if you have a problem is open this cap up, check if you've got hydro here. Very simple. The problem is either in front of the box or behind the box. And if an individual circuit's down, we know that that's the only issue. Now, I'm going to run the truck itself, just the tail lights and left and right off of the junction box here. And then I'm going to run a relay. I ran a number 12 wire, which is a heavier wire. I'm going to run it into the box with a relay. When I turn my lights on, that's going to turn the relay on and connect that number 12 wire to the trailer plugs and to the fender lights and the tailgate lights. That way I have no worries about the trailer being plugged in, burning out my light switch, or if there's a wiring issue later, it's a lot easier to find. So I'm gonna mount this in the frame, I'm gonna start running my wires. Trailers, you wire them exactly the same way. When you buy a brand new trailer, it comes just teed, and a couple years in our salty winter and the wires are shot, I generally pull all the wires out and use this nice coated loom. No problems, run it into this box. I've had my dump trailer for 14 years now, never had to redo the wiring on it yet. Well worth it, they're about 20 bucks. And the ring terminals, they're a little more, they're expensive. They almost go for $1 a piece just because they do shrink around the wire, but it makes for a nice tight seal, and it's a lot quicker than soldering the wire with the heat shrink tubing around it. So yeah, here we go. So that's the box mounted with just the main wires coming in. I forgot about backup on my little diagram there, so the backup light 2. And then I've got my 2 spare ones, both are 12 gauge. One's going to be for the lights for the trailers, and then the other one just a spare for, might even be power all the time for like the inside lights for campers. Stuff like that. You still want a little bit just in case you're not plugged in. I'm sure Dodge meant to do something like this from the factory. We got one big line coming in, we got one going out to the 5th wheel plug, and then another small wire going out to the fender lights, and then it splits off. One plug goes to the trailer plug at the back, and then individual wires going to the tail lights. And nice and clean, nice and neat. You can fill that with grease if you want, that helps to keep the moisture out. And then put the cover on, and nice as can be. Here we go. What can I say about the Dodge? It's kind of a love-hate relationship I've had with this thing. It's been the longest project I've ever done. It's taken way longer than either the owner or I thought it would take. It's kind of like that first girlfriend you had though. She was hot, and just look at this truck. The stance is incredible. It's a one-off, more or less. It took a lot of effort, a lot of frustrations to get here, but every time you turn and as you're walking away from the truck, you look back, it's like, man, that is a nice looking truck. Is it practical? Probably not. Is it high maintenance? Probably. Does it complain a lot? Probably, yeah, but it's still awesome. It's not done yet. It is going for the drive shaft now. It's gonna get floated there because the shop is about an hour away. I'm gonna drop it off at the owner's house now. He's just in town, about 5 minutes away. From there, it's gonna go get an alignment and new tires, and then it's gonna get a safety, which somebody else is gonna go over all my work and make sure that everything's done right. Always good to have 2 sets of eyes on it. I think it needs a windshield, and then he's gonna use it all summer, winter, drop off scrap. I don't know if he's gonna use it in the winter or not, but make some money again, and then hopefully this coming winter, splash some paint on it. I think we're going with a red and a white 2-tone or 3-tone, whatever it is. But yeah, I'm not sad to see it go, but very happy with how it turned out. So here we go. Hey, you're still watching, great. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You never know what you're gonna get. If it's got a throttle, we work on it. Help support the channel by picking up a tape boss off tapeboss.com. And remember, if you're not filthy, you're not rich.